Hello, my lovelies. Today we're going to be talking about Harry and Meghan getting caught in a car chase of some kind recently, and it's very reminiscent of something that occurred years ago, and I just wanted to talk about it because the paparazzi are getting absolutely out of control, and I don't know why they haven't learned. So, we're going to be talking about this today. Without any further ado, grab your snacks, grab your drinks, and let's jump into it. Roll the intro. So, welcome back. And this is everything that we know so far because there's still a lot of things we do not know. So first off, they went to an event called Miss Foundation's Women of Vision Awards in New York City, where Meghan was due to get an award for her contributions to, I believe, women's and children's issues. And it sounds like that this event went perfectly fine. This event went as planned. Nothing was wrong. Nothing was amiss until after they started to leave. After the event, which went without issue, the couple's spokesperson then described that there was a highly aggressive ring of paparazzi and that they were being tailed for over 2 hours by these paparazzi, which is absolutely insane because they're in New York City. New York City is notorious for traffic and pedestrians. Like, how did this car chase go for even 2 hours in New York City, of all places? It's just wild to me. It's just absolutely wild. And here's the thing, is I just mentioned that it's about, like New York City, there's pedestrians and everything. And they even said that it was made more dangerous because there was pedestrians and multiple instances where they almost crashed into another car. Because again, this is New York City. It's going to be highly dangerous. So it's wild that these paparazzi would put not only Harry and Meghan in danger, which regardless of your political views or how you view Harry and Meghan, this situation still was not okay because it put other people's lives, innocent people's lives, in danger, as well as Harry and Meghan and the paparazzi. Like, wow. They were seen, and here's like the rundown of everything that we do in fact know. The couple was seen leaving the awards ceremony in a black car, but was later spotted in a yellow cab. The person known as Chris Sanchez, who was part of, I believe, the royal security detail, claims that they were followed from the event by over a dozen vehicles. Over a dozen vehicles. Over a dozen. What? How did over a dozen vehicles get to chase them for 2 hours in New York City? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, at all. This is weird. It's weird and it's wild that this was allowed to happen. To anyone, regardless. Like, another example being Britney Spears. Britney Spears hates the paparazzi because of all the shit that they've done to her in the past. Like chasing her around. Or that unfortunate moment where she shaved her head because she couldn't have control over her own life and everything. So she cut her own hair and people got pissed about it because she shaved her hair. Like, and then the paparazzi capitalized on it by taking photos of her shortly after, like seconds after. Like, it was... And she did it because of the paparazzi. Like, haven't they learned? And I'm going to bring up one more example, which everybody's bringing up, but I wanted to bring up Britney because, like, it's not just the royal family that goes through crap like this. So, Chris Sanchez described the event as something he had never seen or experienced anything like this. Also, that the public were in jeopardy at several points. And then he also explained that they had switched cars more than once during the incident, which explains why they were in one moment in a black car and then the next time that they were seen, it was a yellow cab. It's because their security was making them change vehicles. Quite a few times, it seems. They took a circular route around 23rd and 96th Street up and down busy Manhattan streets before security brought them back to the police precinct on East 67th, and from there, the couple were then moved to that yellow cab and returning them to the police station. And with Harry and Meghan feeling nervous and scared, that's a direct quote about the situation. I wrote down the quote. So, there's one person that a lot of people are likening this to, and it does have a relation to Harry. So if you're not in the mood for a little bit of a history lesson, then I'm sorry, but it's gonna be brief. And a lot of people already know about this situation. But I do want to bring it up because everybody else is, and it really is such a parallel specifically to Harry and Meghan, considering that this was Harry's mom. Princess Diana died on August 31st, 1997. Princess Diana, or also known as Lady Diana Spencer, was Harry's mom. And she passed away in France. I think I wrote it down. A tunnel in Paris, France, where she and her then boyfriend, because at this time her and Charles had broken up, he was actively with Camilla the entire time. They never stopped being together. So, when Princess Diana died, Harry was only 12 years old when she died in this horrific car crash, and she had been chased by the paparazzi the entire time. And even during the crash, all the paparazzi could give a shit about was taking fucking pictures instead of actually helping, which may have been a huge factor in the fact that she passed away. She was the people's princess. And even to this day, people talk about Princess Diana as if she's still alive. Like, she's our queen. She's our princess. Like, the fact of all that, and Harry being her actual child, and that's something I can relate to, is losing your mother at a young age, and it being very traumatic for you, and it causing a bunch of change in your life. And that's a specific trauma that I personally have went through. And even to this day, I'm still haunted by it. So, I imagine Harry was probably thinking during this whole situation that all he could think about was this is how his mom went out. That this is how his mom went out, and he's probably going to go out the same way, and I can't imagine the absolute terror, the absolute fear that him and his wife were going to go out the same way that his mom did. Like, and it's something that he's talked about before, too, is that he believed that something like this would be cooked up for his wife specifically because, kind of in a way, like Diana, Meghan wasn't really accepted within the royal family and wasn't really conforming to what they wanted. And I understand both sides of people that do like Meghan and Harry and don't like Meghan and Harry, but I'm speaking specifically from the impact that must have had on him, and as someone that's also suffered with a very tragic death of a parent at a very young age, being in the same kind of situation that you know your parent went out in just has to be the most terrifying, horrible experience. I feel so bad for Harry and Meghan. I feel so absolutely bad. Especially for Harry. Like, I haven't read his book because I heard snippets of it.
My penis was oscillating between extremely sensitive and borderline traumatized.
But I know he talks about his mom, and he talks about how she passed and how he's afraid of being in that same kind of situation. Because it's something, sadly, that a lot of paparazzi will do, is chase somebody down and chase them around, and it ends up with someone either being heavily affected, if not killed, in the case of his mother. And I feel so bad. Regardless if you like them or not, I feel so bad, and the fact that this is so parallel to Diana is absolutely shocking, and thank God they survived, because it could have been bad. Again, they're in New York City. They're in New York City, where they are notorious for this horrible traffic. Like, 12 cars over a dozen, or a dozen cars? That's ridiculous. In over 2 hours. Where was the NYPD? Where was the NYPD? Who allowed this to happen as long as it did? This just seems negligent. Who allowed this to happen for over 2 hours? And especially they went to the police. This is just a crazy situation, and I wanted to talk about it because of the parallel to Diana, and I'm one of those people that love Princess Diana, but yeah, that's what I got for you guys today. This has been a crazy situation to talk about because it's so parallel to Diana that it's eerie to me. It's kind of scary, and I can't imagine what Harry was going through. I really can't. Like, if some strange, bizarre reason that the fucking Prince of Wales reads this, or the Duke of Sussex? Duke of Sussex? Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Wow, that's a mouthful when you say it. If for some reason either one of them end up watching a video of mine, I am so horribly sorry that this happened, and that I can't imagine what you're going through at all. I can relate, but I've never deliberately put myself in the situation that my parent passed away. And I can't imagine the horror. The racing thoughts of this is it. That this is it. I couldn't imagine, and I feel so bad, and I'm so sorry for this. So, yeah. This whole situation is very eerie and very scary, given everything involved, and I just wanted to talk about it because of all those weird things that, and the craziness of this whole thing is why I wanted to talk about it. So, if you guys liked this video, please hit the like button, maybe hit the subscribe button on the way out. I don't just talk about this stuff, I also talk about books, movies, TV shows, a lot of shit. And if you look in my link tree, you'll find my socials. All my socials are there on my link tree. Everything is there. So, also, if you look around the channel, I'm sure you'll find something you like. It's called The Random Show for a reason. It's random here. I talk about whatever I want to talk about. So, yeah, I've done a lot of different things. And with all that out of the way, all that horrible self-promo out of the way, that always makes me feel uncomfortable. But I have to do it. I'm a YouTuber. This is my job. So, with all that out of the way, I love you guys so much, and I hope you have the best day. Bye.